Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the iplanit Incident and Event Management module. Today, we're going to give you a demonstration of this module. It's a very exciting module, and it's going to provide you with all the compliance and the support tools which assists you in registering as a provider under the NDIS to effectively manage all your incidents and events using the iplanit system. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sarah Oshlack. I'm the Client Director of iplanit, which is owned and developed by Aspirico here in Australia. And I also have my wonderful colleague, Lisa Jane, who's also a Client Director for both New Zealand and the UK.
Morning, everybody.
Today, we're just going through a quick introduction of ourselves and a sound check. The presentation is very short by myself, and then we'll go straight into a demonstration by Lisa Jane, which will show you step by step the event and incident module as part of the iplanit system. I just wanted to give you an idea of where the event and incident management module sits within the core iplanit system. As you can see on this slide, some of you may be familiar with it. It demonstrates the core iplanit system in green. And the incident and incident management module sits on the outside of the core iplanit system, as do some of those other add-on modules as well. But it is quite embedded into the core iplanit system, and it is quite transparent the way it works with the core iplanit system. The iplanit system in the NDIS, it fully complies with the NDIS Quality and Safeguards Commission, and it adheres to all the guiding principles outlined by the NDIS Reportable Incident Scheme, which has been published by the NDIS Quality and Safeguards Commission. So you're able to record all the reportable incidents, and it provides you with all the information for any NDIS notification. So you're able to report on all the incidents in the specified time frame, and have that responsiveness with all those incidents back to the NDIS, or for your auditing purposes, or for your internal purposes, or even if you need it for any other expert specialists which you may use. This slide here just gives you a quick snapshot on what the event and incident module looks like when you log into your iplanit system. It just gives you a bit of a brief view of the incident. You can update the incident, gives you the incident number, the incident type. You can also log a severity on the incident, the date the incident occurred, where the status of the incident, whether it's a new incident, it's an ongoing incident, whether it's under review, and all these drop downs are all configurable to suit your organisation. And one of the main drop downs is the time of the incident and the status of that, which is very important in the compliance for the responsiveness of the incident. So once again, these are all configurable in your own individual systems. This part of the system just shows you that there's also a notes and logs section with the incidents and events. So therefore you can attach any extra information that you may need, whether it be media or just extra documents. You can see there on the screenshot there's some extra information that have been attached as to what the incident actually was, you know, if there was a broken bone or there was something along those lines. And then, of course, there's reporting. The reporting facility within the iplanit system is already extensive, and once again, we can tailor the reporting module to suit your individual organisational needs. However, the current reporting that is embedded into the module is fully compliant with the NDIS Safeguards and Commission standards. These are some more of the reports. And that just gives you a snapshot of the type of incident and events that you can report on. We can give you a copy of these slides as well, that's not a problem. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll step over to Lisa Jane and we'll start with the demonstration. So Lisa Jane will just step you through the incident and event module. Hope you enjoy.
Within your iplanit system, as you are all who've joined us today, existing customers, you know that everything that we do in Aspirico and iPlanit is wrapped around the individual. So we've had to create an area that is for your team members. So we call it the staff tasks area. Now, this is also for some of our other modules, whether that be, location management module, location notes, the multi-view of support tasks, the group calendar, the group events. So it's not wrapped around an individual, but it is around either multiple individuals or staff members. So here we have the incident management icon. And just before I squidge onto there, you can see over here on the right that I've logged in as Adrian here. And Adrian's an admin person and a manager. And you can see that he's actually got 2 assigned incidents. So as part of this module, we offer alerts and notifications when managers or the relevant people have been assigned an incident. So I'm taking you into the incident and events management dashboard. Now, the reason we say events management and not solely incident management is because this is not just a module that handles incidents. This module can also handle various types of data input. So that could be, for example, compliments, complaints, concerns. It could be internal training requests. It could be internal referrals. But typically what our customers are benefiting from and using it for at the moment is the reporting of various events and incidents. You can have as many or as few forms as you like. And again, as Sarah's already mentioned, they're totally configurable to meet the expectations of any of your inspectors. So whether that is the NDIS in Australia, whether that is the Ministry of Health in New Zealand, and let's not forget my little UK friends there with the CQC in England. And again, everything is set to your timeframes. That is set by any of your governance compliance requirements, and any follow-ups, actions and further preventions can also be captured. So it really does what it says on the tin. Now, for quite a detailed, complex module, it's a very, very easy to use module once your config set up. So the first screen that you see is the incident tracking or the event tracking screen. So here you can see what's the name of the person, or if it's a location, what's the name of the location. You can see I've got 3 different types of events here at the moment. I have a location incident, I have a staff incident, and I have a person supported incident. This is the first module within Aspirico and iPlanit that is not solely wrapped around the people supported. What I mean by that is we can report against staff members, visitors, guests, members of the public, locations, pieces of equipment. So we appreciate that event management has to cover every eventuality, and it's not just about the people supported. So on the dashboard here, I can also see what you might call your performance indicators at the top here. The name, the incident type, the severity, the date of the incident. The status of the incident is very important and differs from organisation to organisation and inspector to inspector, and the timing status. So I note, for example, under the NDIS, there are time frames for you guys to report your incidents to them, if they are reportable, of course. So not everything that you capture in this module may be reportable. In the UK, for example, we have different guidance and different rules in place for the type of severity of the incident, and also who the incident, whether it's safeguarding, whether it's neglect, whether it's an incident of abuse. All these different types are reportable, and they all have different time frames. So the module handles all of that for you. And if I go on, show you first of all what it looks like if I was a team member. Let's say I'm a support worker on the ground, I'm going to report an incident, let's say just hypothetically a person supported, whatever type of incident that may be. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, who is it I'm talking about? So I'm going to say, okay, well, it's Karen here. I supported Karen today. Now, because this is a demo system, I've got lots and lots of people that I can assign this incident to. Typically in real life with real customers, there's not usually more than 1, 2, 3 managers that you can report an incident to, because when you're set up on iPlanit, as you know, you're set up under your location with your particular role. So what's important to just point out here as well is I'm actually logged in as an admin person who can see everything at every location on this particular demo system. In real life, I would only see a list of names for the people that I'm linked to, that I support, if I was support worker or manager. And I would only then see the relevant managers over my area where I'm located. So just to point out, for demo purposes, this would slim down an awful lot more for your own system. So we're going to assign it to Anna here, because Anna is the manager of Karen's service. So what will happen with this is Anna will get an alert over here when she logs into iplanit. She will also get, if you wish, an email notification. So a lot of our customers are currently using those for events and incident management. And then you just go through the standard form. Now, all of these fields are totally configurable. So all of these field labels here, such as date of incident, time of incident, incident description, all of that language can change to suit your own organisation and your own inspectorates. So we'll just say it happened today and it was at this time. And then there's a typical incident description. Now, you're probably all used to this on paper anyway. What was the immediate action taken? What was the contributing factor and the possible causes? Again, this can say, you can have as many or as few of these boxes as you like. This is just one example. Who were you notified by? You can have drop-down lists here. You can have multi-select boxes, drop-downs, free text, dates, numeric fields. Absolutely anything that you need will help you to configure that. And if you wish to capture the severity of the incident, and the category of the incident is pretty good as well, because what this module allows you to do going forward is to count your incidents and your events. So you have some strategic information, as well as being able to report, act on and inform the relevant people. You can actually then count and get the analytics and the statistics. And again, these are just one example of the sorts of headings you may have as your categories. Now, that's all a support worker on the ground would see. They wouldn't see this manager action bit here. That's just because I'm logged in as admin right now, so I don't jump in and out of different logins for you on today's webinar. So once that's all been filled in, the support worker presses save. It informs the relevant person, and that's it. That's all they have to do right now. Now, the manager then comes along, sees they've been assigned an incident. So let's take one. Here's what I prepared earlier. So this one's about a staff member, just to show you the forms. They're very similar, but you can have different language, different settings, different categories. This one's in relation to a staff member called Pat. It happened at this date, at this time, and she slipped while she was in the shower room. What was the immediate action that the team members took? So as the manager now logging into this incident, I can see all the information that the team members have provided for me. Now it comes down to, you may have some mandatory fields because you may need to collect information for the NDIS. So now as the manager, you've got your feedback section and you've got any actions and notifications. So in the UK, for example, you've got, have you reported it to the CQC? Whereas what you guys would have here is, have you reported it to the NDIS? And you can say yes, and we'll configure that to match whatever you need, either for your own organisation or for your country or for your borough. And again, you can have the consequence and the likelihood if you wish, and if you need you might need a reference number. Some of our customers have things like crime numbers, NHS numbers, because sometimes it could be that the police have been notified, depending on the type and the nature of the incident. And again, if you wish to have more information here for your manager feedback, this is a very, very simple one, then you can. So they're just forms, and they're forms that we configure for you. So one more quick one, just to show you a location of form. Now, it could be a piece of equipment, it could be about a location. So this will bring up your structure. I'll only be able to see the locations in which I work. Again, I can see all of this on our demo system because I'm logged in as admin. And again, you get the date, the time of the incident, what did you do? It's very, very similar. But if you wish to have a different set of categories in here to capture the location incident, for example, you might want to say it's a piece of equipment, or you might want to say it's about a property, and so on and so on, then you absolutely can do. Again, just a very quick example for you there. And that is pretty much that. That is how you log an incident, and then it's all captured and recorded here. So once the incident has been captured, and then the manager has been assigned and notified, which I've just showed you, what else can you do? I'll just show you these more options here. You can view the incident, you can update the incident, which is very straightforward. It just means I want to go back into the form and I want to add some more information. Now, just to point out here, it's very important to know that you have a full audit log of anything that was entered into the incident. So you can see the new incident, you can see who it was created by, on what date it was created. You can export this audit log as well if you wish. And if I now go in and update that incident or add a note or anything to this incident, or let's say change the status of this incident, then that will also be recorded in the audit log. So that's really, really good to know that you have that option. You can archive incidents. So once you close the status of an incident down, you can then archive them, because obviously over time you'll have many and you don't want to have a screen full of hundreds of incidents. And you can also attach media. So as you know, within iplanit, you have media areas for the people supported. You also have media areas for team members. This is a separate standalone media area. So it's not going to sit into the people supported folders. This is only going to sit under incident and events management. And you can again attach pictures, videos, sounds and documents. You can configure this area as well. So for example, some of our customers use ABCs, they use body maps, body charts that they may wish to upload. They may have witness statements, things like that, that they may wish to upload. Or some of our customers actually have the witness statements built into the form, so you can capture that information in the actual form itself. You could put that in the staff side to say, were there any witnesses, who were they, what was their name, address, etc. Who are they? And what other lovely things do we have here for you? So changing the status. So it's very important that we make sure we capture your statuses. So this one's a very straightforward one for a demo. It's under investigation or it's closed. You may have, in the UK, for example, we would have, if it's safeguarding, we may have to have a different status to say it's under a safeguarding investigation, an SA 32 or 43, you know, lots and lots of different ones, so everybody that looks on knows exactly where it's at. And then there's also the reasons. So just like your outcomes in iplanit, you can actually capture the reasons why you're changing the status. Again, that gives you really good analytics and statistics for the future, especially if you want to look back. I'm just going to go on to view incident just to show you one more thing here. What's also important is when you're changing the status, you may actually wish to sign off the incident. So it's not just as simple as, okay, we've done the investigation, we're now going to close it. We're going to close it on this date, and we're going to close it because all the actions have been completed. If I wish to make a note in here, I can. It's not mandatory. Click on save. It's going to say, hang on a minute, you cannot do that because you haven't actually completed the sign off. So Adrian, this has been assigned to you, but because you haven't finished the sign off, we're not going to let you close it. So that's a really, really good way of managing your incidents. And because it's been assigned to me, I can now go in and sign it off. So it's very similar to the high risk and planned sign off within iplanit. And you can say, I am not going to sign this off, I'm going to reject it because there are other control measures, or we need to risk assess this, or there's more follow-up actions, or, you know, basically I'm not happy that this incident is resolved to prevent it from happening again in the future. Or you can say, yes, I am happy, everything has been met, and I've now signed this off, which will now allow me to close this incident. And once you close the incident, it will then allow you to archive the incident. It's really, really good protection from making sure that nothing is missed and nothing goes astray. Now, one more thing you can do within your each and every incident type or incident ID is you can create logs. So what I mean by that is, as Sarah showed you on the slide earlier, you can make notes. It could be that there's more than one person who's dealing with the incident. So it's very, very important, very similar to our inquiries referrals module, that you can make different types of notes. Are we talking about a follow-up action? Am I talking about further investigation required? You may have other drop downs that you require on this list. So I could pop a little note in here. I could be working on this. Adrian could be working on this. We're going to say the date. What date did you make the note? And what are we talking about? Again, status is entirely up to you. All the different drop downs, it's entirely up to you guys what you have in there. Just click on save. Would you like to add any more notes? No, I'm okay for now, thank you. And there you can now see I have a log for this particular incident. So not only can I actually go into the form and fill out the fields, I can actually make some aside notes. Now, last but not least, for importancy of privacy levels, and let's say a support worker has made a note or on behalf of a person supported or a family member to say a complaint was received. That complaint could be against one of my colleagues. So when the manager is assigned to it, you don't particularly want that spread across the organisation while things are under investigation, whether it's about neglect, abuse of any type, complaints of any type, then you want to be able to lock them down. So it could be that it's a very severe, it could be a fatality, it could be a safeguarding issue. You may want to lock it down to everybody so that only people that can see it are those with the highest hierarchy setting in iplanit, such as admin. Or it could be that you just need to lock it down to the support worker role. So if I now just click on save, any support workers now logging in for this location, they will not see that incident on their dashboard. So it's really good to know that you can lock them down because there are sensitive things that happen. And another lovely piece of information for you is link management. I really like this for two reasons. Link management, let's say I'm out with a person supported and maybe they have a car or maybe they're in my car and or maybe we're on a bus and there's a little RTA, there's a little bump in the car. If that's their car, for example, there's 3 incidents to report. There's the person's incident, there's the staff incident, and there's the equipment or the vehicle incident. What you can do is you can link those 3 incidents together then. So whenever you go on to each incident, you can see if it's got a link or not. The other lovely thing under more of a sort of behavioural specialist type of service that uses this system is they found that it's really quite difficult sometimes to say if a person is challenging your services with their behaviour, is it a reportable incident or is it just part of their behaviour? Well, what folks have been doing is using this system to actually track that and link, because they're finding, just like you can with notes and logs on iplanit, you can actually track trends and analyse the data so you can see if it's happening with the same staff member or at the same activity or a particular time of the day or the evening, etc., etc. So you can also use the link management to enable you to help people with positive behavioural support. So that's also really useful. And probably last but not least are the print incidents. I'm not sure if we have this configured on here just yet, we will have a little look. If you wanted to, let's say, export this incident and send it off at the touch of a button, you wanted to draw the information together and get it over to the NDIS, then you absolutely could. There would be your logo, and you've got the incident report. This one is about property damage, and it was created by, obviously these fields would have your organisation's name in. The current status is closed, or it may say under investigation at the time you guys send it over. And then it's just got, you know, everything that we filled in on that form. It's just got everything you need in here. That would be much bigger in real life, I'd expect, if it's a reportable type of incident, because it's not the case that you have to send off every single incident, but it's always going to be here for you. It's always going to be here for you to look back on. And as time goes by and your incident management fills up, you also have these filters. So if you are an admin person or you are an area manager, you might want to say, you know, just show me incidents, in my case, for Australia. I don't need to see New Zealand's or UK's today, so it will just filter down for me. And then you can filter down some more. Just show me incidents that have been signed off. Just show me incidents that have been rejected. So hopefully that will be 0, because I haven't rejected any on the demo system. And then you can quite easily clear the filters as well. Also, date ranges. You might say, just show me incidents that have happened in the last week or the last month or the last 12 months. You can apply those dates. And you can also use the filters based on the different forms. So at the minute, we have the 3 types logged. We've got a person one, a staff one, a location one, and then more filters will appear as you fill out more forms. We'll see if we have any questions shortly. I'm just going to show you one last little item which we called phase 2 of the events and incident management module when we launched it. And that is some additional reporting. So you can report within the module itself, but you also have a little reporting dashboard, which again can be configured to suit your needs. Because when I was working in the industry, I had to do various reports to, let's say, the board, and I'd have to tell them how many incidents we have currently in active or currently under investigation, under review, how many are closed, how many are archived. You may change these to say how many incidents are safeguarding. You might have the types up here as opposed to the status. You know, this is very, very much configurable to yourselves. And if I just chose that one, for example, then down the bottom here, I will get my graphs. Now, I've only got a little bit of data in this demo system today, so I'm only going to see one, and that's going to tell me what that was around. If I jump onto the staff one, then again, I'm going to be able to see this was an incident that happened during personal care support in January. And as time goes by and you gather that critical mass of data, these graphs and these exports are going to give you, you know, lots of information. You can also get sign-off exports. You can get show me all the incidents by category. You can say, show me all the incidents, every incident that we have in the system. And if I just do one last jump back into the module itself, I will just very quickly show you the list of reports that Sarah had on her slide earlier. You have an array of reports here as well. So as you know in iplanit, if you put it in, you can get it out by category, by status change, by log, by link, by privacy, by sign off. So you have an absolutely huge array of information here. And you also have your filter for archived and unarchived, or show me all incidents here as well. And that is pretty much a whistle-stop tour of the events and incident management module.